Hi there, this is David and welcome to New RPG News. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about today, from Dragon Quest to Final Fantasy Tactics, Octopath Traveler 0, Trails in the Sky First Chapter, Atelier Ariana, Lost Atlas games that are coming to light worldwide, as well as some TurboGrafx 16 games that are also getting translated into English, and maybe even a Panzer Dragoon Saga thing going on. And I want to tell you all about that today, and I definitely do think that's worth the sub as you come along and level on up with me. Thank you so much for your sub, your like, and your brand new hype. It helps me out a ton. I was looking at my analytics the other day, and there was 47 freaking hypes on a video. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for those hypes. It does help me out a ton. So, last weekend, I was at PAX West, and I got a chance to play some Square Enix demos, and I told you all about my experiences with them in their own dedicated videos, but now there is some more information about these games coming out, and I just kind of want to give you a little brief overview of what is going on. A new trailer was released for Dragon Quest 1 and 2, and just like I said in my video, I didn't do what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to go to the lighthouse and go ahead and go after the Star Crest, and I didn't. I went to Baran, I went to Welgarth, I heard about a monster on the loose there, I saw some mermaids going on in Dragon Quest 2, went down to the Mini Meadow Castle in Dragon Quest 1, a fairy village in Dragon Quest 1, Hawkness in Dragon Quest 1. The crests or the sigils now act as kind of buffs during battles. Like, these are brand new gameplay experiences. If you've played Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 back on the NES or Game Boy Color or whatever, these are entirely new games, especially Dragon Quest 2. It looks like, just like how like every single town has its own kind of quest, which has been a thing since Dragon Quest 6, it seems like they've kind of taken that and put it into Dragon Quest 2, where you have to solve, each town's little problem or quest or whatever before you move on to the next town. I was able to fool around with the Princess of Cannock, who kind of has like thief, monk, a little bit of spell casting, some goof-offy sort of abilities. I know that she ends up getting the hustle dance. Lots of different stuff going on here. So I just kind of wanted to give you a brief overview of that because this article is long and I've already played the game. So I just wanted to tell you like the quick and dirty of it all right there. And of course, somebody started mowing their lawn right as I started recording, and it's really loud, and I don't know why it's so loud because this is Nevada and lawns are really freaking tiny. But anyway, hope you don't hear that. Next up, Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicle has an advanced opening movie. I was able to play this at PAX West, and I even went to a panel hosted by Ben Starr, and it had the producers of Final Fantasy Tactics there as well. The guy who's producing it right now, and the guy who worked on it back in like 1997, whenever it came out. And they showcased this enhanced opening movie. It was like a world premiere showcase that they did at PAX West, so we all got to watch it there together, and now they've released it for the entire world to see. This is coming out on September the 30th. My demo experience at PAX West, like, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, there wasn't so much added or whatever, it's just, a really lazy cash grab port, and my experience with it is it's not. It's not so much a new experience like Dragon Quest 1 and 2, but it's enough of a new experience to warrant another playthrough with all the UI changes, the new balancing of the job classes, all the voice acting, just getting to see everything in a whole new light. It really is a new experience. So if you are a fan of Final Fantasy Tactics, I do implore you to not write this one up, to definitely check it out, because it is definitely worth your time. I was able to play the opening stages as well as the Zyre Kyle Falls battle, where you have Gafgarion on the screen, Princess Ovelia, Delita is there, so they chose that one because it's a unique battlefield with the bridge, spanning across the waterfall, and having those three characters kind of go at it and talk during the battle cutscene sequences and everything. So it's really freaking cool. This is coming out later on this month for the PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, PS4, Switch, and PC. Oh my god, it's so loud out there, like blowing leaves or something. There's not even any leaves here, like there's already trees. I don't understand. Anyway, it sounds like there's like two people out there blowing leaves in tandem. Anyway. Octopath Traveler 0 details stories, revenge, companions, and key systems. This is the third game that I got to play. Also, I will include links below, not only for purchase, but for watching the full reviews that I did of these games as well, if you really want to check this out completely in depth and you missed it the first time around. It says it's the story of revenge against those who destroyed the protagonist's hometown. So, I get to play about 45 minutes or so of this, and I spent about 5 or so minutes in Wishvale doing town building, creating houses and shops and little decorations and stupid little things like that, and just kind of checking it out. It seemed like a pretty neat sort of thing, reminded me of Breath of Fire 2, reminded me of Dark Cloud 2, Ni no Kuni 2, some things like that. But then I also got to play the actual game where you went off to a town and then a dungeon and then a boss fight and you recruited a character and things like that. This is not the mobile game. This is a full console experience based upon the mobile game. And from what my understanding is of the mobile game is that you kind of play as the villains, or you choose which villain you want to play, but here you're playing like kind of as a hero. And I noticed that there was different storylines. Kind of like in Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, you can kind of look and you can see the journey and you can see each character's storylines or chapters and everything. This has Masters of Wealth, Power, and Fame, and it says that Lady Herminia is the Master of Wealth, a witch with an all-consuming desire that stained the town of Valdor with darkness and depravity. Her learning of a certain ring leads to the tragedy that befalls the protagonist's hometown. Depravity. I'm an idiot. Anyway, then we have the Master of Power, who is Titos, the hero, apparently. And he's the hero who leads a band of former criminals and rules the town of Emberglow with an iron fist. He is the one who sets the protagonist's town ablaze. And then August, the playwright, is the Master of Fame. And he's renowned in the city of the arts, Theateropolis. He visits the protagonist's hometown in the midst of tragedy and uses the frenzied people as an inspiration for his work. So these are the 3 villains from the mobile game who you kind of got to play around with, and now you're fighting against them. And it looks like there's different storylines, different journeys that you can do, and you can build up your power, wealth, or fame. You can go after the finale, you can play through the storyline. So there is kind of optional Octopath content in here, just like there would be in any sort of normal Octopath game. Now, I do have Amazon links for purchase for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD. This one looks like it is $60 on the PS5. Is it 60 on the Switch too? It is 60 on the Switch. Shockingly enough, does it have a Switch 2 tax? It does not have a Switch 2 tax. This is coming out October the 30th. Then we got Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles exclusive edition. This one's $50 right here. And as I said before, this one does come with a pre-order exclusive poster. It says if you pre-order now, you get the Amazon exclusive edition, which includes a double-sided poster. A lot of people, I posted this on a community post, and people were like, why can't I get it at Best Buy? Why can't I buy it at GameStop? Why can't I buy it at Target? Because read, people, it's an Amazon exclusive edition. That's why. If you want the poster, you need to buy it here. So I don't know why you're complaining it to me, because I had nothing to do with this. So if you want the poster, this is where you have to buy it. Reading is fundamental. Then we have Octopath Traveler 0, also $50. So it looks like Octopath and Final Fantasy Tactics are $50. Dragon Quest is $60. You do get 2 games with Dragon Quest 1 and 2 as well. So if you want these physically and you want to support physical versions, not keycard versions, not digital versions, physical versions, this is how you do so. This is coming out December the 4th. Again, links will be below. And then finally, we have here E's memoir, Revelations in Celceta, for the Nintendo Switch. This one is coming out February the 17th of next year for $60. Now, this is a collector's edition. This is I brought this one up last week because we got news about it coming out, and then I was like, oh, well, we don't know what's in the pre-order. I'll let you know when the pre-order comes live. So right now I'm letting you know that the pre-order is live. And you do get quite a bit of stuff for $60. This is the day 1 edition right here. So for $60, because Xseed is goated, you get an acrylic keychain diorama set. You get a 2 CD original soundtrack, you get 5 sets of art cards, and a cloth poster which is 21 by 14 inches, including the game and the game box. So lots of really nice stuff that you get for $60 from Xseed, and you just get the games from Square Enix. Moving along. The Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4 development is progressing smoothly. Tetsuya Noruma confirms. That's all he has to say about that for now, though. It says, looking at the comments, I see people ask every so often about the third entry in the Final Fantasy VII Remake series. Apparently, Toriyama mentioned in an interview that something might be released around the 2nd anniversary of Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, so that's probably where those expectations are coming from. So things are progressing very smoothly. I can't say more than that. So yeah, it says the release timing has already been decided. We're moving forward according to that schedule right now, so please rest assured and be patient. And this has also come to the comments here and there, but Kingdom Hearts 4 is likewise steadily moving forward according to schedule, so please do look forward to that. So we know that these games are coming, maybe next year, maybe the year after. I'm thinking that they're making Final Fantasy into an annual series. You know, we're going to get Final Fantasy Tactics this year, probably Final Fantasy IX next year, probably Final Fantasy VII Part 3 the year after that, and then probably Final Fantasy XVII the year after that. So they're kind of spacing these out and piecemealing them, you know, to us slowly on a yearly drip feed, which is fine by me. I'll include a link to this survey below as well. It says, thank you to everybody who played the Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales debut demo so far. There's still time for you to share their feedback with us and help guide future development. This survey goes directly to the developers of Adventures of Elliot, goes directly to Square Enix. So you can tell Square Enix what you want to, you know, change about this game. If you don't like the fairy blabbing on and on and on, you can let them know that. If you don't like the key cards, you can let them know that. If it asks where you get your news from each week about RPGs, you can let them know that. Yeah, that would really help me out a ton if you could do that for me. So yeah, if you want to let Square Enix know exactly how you feel about this, then please do. Atlas is celebrating 1 year of Metaphor. It says celebrate the 1 year anniversary of Metaphor Refantasio at Round 1 USA with special voice actor appearances, gift photo ops, and more. This is taking place in Burbank, California on October the 10th at 7 p.m. There's limited spots available and you can RSVP now at that link. I will include a link below in the video description if you're lucky enough to live in Southern California and you can make your way out to this because this is really freaking cool. I think that Metaphor, I put it down as my game of the year last year because it's a brand new IP and we need to support brand new IPs. We need to support things like that because in today's day and age, it is very rare to get a new IP. And if you, as far as I'm concerned, my opinion of this, and it's just my opinion, it's my channel, it's my news show, and it's my frickin' opinion. If you were able to put Persona up against Metaphor, Metaphor crush the frickin' curb stomp out of Persona. I just liked it so much more. You weren't stuck in a high school, you didn't have to go to an after-school class or a job or study all night long. You were in a fantasy world with a really cool storyline that hasn't really been told before and everything. You got job classes, you know, job skill trees, all that kind of stuff. It was really freaking cool and I just really enjoyed it. So I cannot wait to see Metaphor keep on going. They did say that they wanted to, you know, create this as like an ongoing franchise, and it looks like the launch edition is on sale right now for $40. So I'll include links for the thingamajigger over in Burbank as well as for purchase. If you still haven't played Metaphor, then what are you doing? Play this game. Trails in the Sky First Chapter has DLC overview trailer. Downloadable content will be due out between September the 19th and October the 2nd. Hello, Estelle. I see that you're taking TITS quite literally, Trails in the Sky. I know. You're taking it quite literally right there. I couldn't help myself, I'm sorry. Okay, so I just looked at some highlights. You get unique diner costume sets in all 3 of them. You get matching diner outfit set, the Fine Red Diner. You get an Archangel costume set. Then down here, you get a Genis Royal Academy uniform set, a Fallen Angel costume set. more unique dining, and then an Estelle and Joshua swimsuit set, Pure Resort. So, yeah, you would think that they would want more swimsuits to be available for the various characters, but it's just Estelle and just Joshua. I hope that that isn't Joshua, it is swimsuit. I'd just like to see more. Anyway, you can't call something Trails in the Sky, have the abbreviation be TITS, and then not make the joke. It's the law. You have to. Anyway, Atelier, Rihanna, The Red Alchemist, and The White Guardian story trailer digital pre-orders are now available. Available in Standard, Digital Deluxe, and Ultimate Editions. So, just like Octopath Traveler 0 is not a port of a mobile game, this is not a port of a mobile game either. This is its own console experience. So that's neat. Oh, I just saw the little guys from Manakemia. Cute. Players follow Rias Edelweiss, I don't know, and Slade Clawslayer as they explore mysterious ruins near their hometown Hallfine. Upon discovering these ruins, Slade's Geist Core reacts, opening up a passage to an alchemist atelier filled with secrets that the two protagonists will attempt to unravel. After discovering that the power of Slade's Geist Core can open gateways to new dimensions known as the Dimensional Paths, Rias and Slade find a pedestal with a strange text written in an unknown language that must be deciphered in order to uncover the secrets of the atelier and restore Hallfine. In addition to the traditional gameplay loop that the Atelier fans know and love, players will experience a new system centered around the main story progression and the restoration of the town. Very Octopath Traveler 0. By visiting the Town Hall Star Landing, users will be able to invest the money that they earn by completing requests and selling items at Rias' shop in 5 districts composing Hallfine. Then it says that the appearance of Hallfine will evolve as it's rebuilt depending on the investment rank in each district, and inhabitants will give players new quests while the visitors wander the streets. Among these new visitors, players will encounter characters known from previous Atelier titles, such as Marie, Maruru, Firis, and Platcha. By talking to these characters, players will trigger short events and unlock bond quests. Players can also receive requests at the Town Hall, and completing these bond quests will provide users with various precious rewards. So now we know how these previous characters will come into the game. And it says everybody who purchases either a physical or digital edition up to the first 2 weeks after release will receive an Active Wear Adventuring set for Rias and Slade, and the Adventuring Charm set as an early purchase bonus. So if you want to support the physical edition of this, because physical is very important, the way that we're going here, you see the writing on the wall, physical is really important, y'all. This is $60 right here for the PS5, releasing on September the 26th. We'll have links for purchase below. The Magical Librarian Ariana and the Books of the Seven Heroes demo is now available in Japan. This game launched on August 21st in Japan, but they're only just now making a demo? I don't know. But it says that if you use like a VPN or if you have a Japanese profile or something, you would be able to play this. And the demo allows players to experience the Book of Earth, one of the early magical books featured in the game. Saving is not supported in the demo, and thus save data from the demo cannot be carried over into the full game. But if you do want to check it out, and you do have a a PlayStation profile or a Switch profile that's registered in Japan, you would be able to play this demo. That's why I wanted to bring it up. Lost Eidolons Veil of the Witch launches on October the 9th, and there is a demo for the PS5 and Xbox available right now. From the world of Lost Eidolons comes an all-new turn-based strategy RPG. Stranded on a mysterious island with scattered memories, your only means of survival is to fight. Recruit allies, undertake a perilous journey, and battle to reclaim what you've lost, no matter how many deaths it takes. A clash of steel, a flash of blood, and darkness. On the edge of death, she comes to you, the Witch of the Crossroads. Your memories are hazy, but her offer is crystal clear. Now cast back into the land of the living, and it's up to you to travel the shores of a mysterious island, scouring the armies of the dead and those who command them, no matter how many tries it takes, but you're not alone. Recruit allies, grow your skills, and wage war across diverse battlefield environments. Along the way, you'll collect the scattered remains or the scattered memories of a life that you've forgotten and the brother that you've came here searching for. I remember I played this and I really actually thoroughly enjoyed it. Cards RPG, the Misty Battlefield Physical Edition, launches on December the 4th in the West. It's the Total Warfare Edition. It's coming out for the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch for $40. This is a roguelike deck builder strategy RPG. And this did already come out digitally on May the 23rd. But this physical release will include all previously released downloadable content as well as updates. It says that this combines roguelike style deck building with strategy RPGs. Enjoy the unique tactical gameplay that features over 100 varieties of cards with unique designs, allowing players to build powerful decks and strategically confront enemies on a strategy RPG field. Every encounter requires a different strategy. Well, duh. Adapt to new battlefields and plan accordingly. Build the strongest deck and put a stop to Hellmouth Brigade's actions. The new minigame mode lets players select a single unit and navigate to a grid-based map, engaging in battles, upgrading, and making critical decisions. Your route and deck building choices with limited turns will determine your success against the boss. Here it is. I will have a link below to purchase the Total Warfare edition of this game. Let's see if it does come with anything. No, just the physical version, but it's important to support physical. I swear they will make an RPG out of anything nowadays. Steel Century Groove launches on January the 28th of 2026. This is a robotic rhythm RPG. Pilot mecha and rhythm RPG dance battles. Assemble a squad of colossal dancers. This is the most ridiculous thing I've seen in my entire life. Challenge every rival that you lock eyes with, compete for championship trophies, and uncover the secrets of a world where everything moves to the drumbeat of a steel feet. Thousands of years ago, humanity built colossal war machines to stop the apocalypse. Now they just use them for dance battles. Groove your way across a rich world, assemble the perfect mecha crew, and rise from humble beginnings to the ultimate stardom. I have no rhythm, and I'm not really good at stuff like this, like Guitar Hero or whatever, so it's not really up my alley, but if you want to dance with Xenogears or something, have at it. Now, this is neat. We're getting into some older games coming out. I love it. R-Type Tactics 1-2 Cosmos trailer, release date to be announced in late September. So it says that they're going to be announcing the release date, pricing, and platforms and other details in late September. And this includes remakes of the strategy RPGs R-Type Tactics and R-Type Tactics 2 Operation Bitter Chocolate. The collection was originally planned for release in summer 2023, pushed to 2024, then fall 2024, and has since been delayed to 2025. So it's been in development hell. But it's just like remakes, so I don't know. It says platforms have previously been announced as the PS5, PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Atelier is striking again. They're the company that made the ports of the Cosmic Fantasy Collection 1 through 4, and now they're doing it again for some other PC Engine games, including Ys, Dragon Slayer Legend of Heroes, and the Legend of Xanadu games, and they want to port them to modern platforms as they enter into a licensing agreement with Falcom. How amazing is this? So the list of the licensed titles are as follows: Ys 1 and 2 and Ys 3, which were released in English back in the day. Ys for the Dawn of Ys, which I still think is like the best version, well, besides Memories of Still Setup, which is the better version. Mask of the Sun sucked. Is the better version of Ys 4. We didn't get in English, but now we are. Dragon Slayer Legend of Heroes, I actually made a Let's Play on this game way back in the day whenever I did Let's Plays. We got this one in English, obviously, since I did a Let's Play on it, but we didn't get Legend of Heroes 2. It's one of the, I think it's the only game in the Legend of Heroes series that still has yet to been translated into English, but now it will be, as well as the Legend of Xanadu and Legend of Xanadu 2. So yeah, it says that these titles will be released in the fiscal years of 2026 and 2027, leveraging Atelia's expertise in porting and commercializing retro games accumulated through titles like Telenet Shooting Collection, blah blah blah, and Valis. So this is really freaking cool. It says further details regarding the product lineup will be announced at a further later date. So this is very, very, very exciting. Just like with the Cosmic Fantasy Collection, the only one that we got in English back in the day was Cosmic Fantasy 2. But because of their collections, we now have all 4 Cosmic Fantasy games in English. So yeah, they're gonna do the same thing here. Super, super stoked about this. I love to see the game preservation. Even if it's not in English, I like to see games preserved. I think it's very important. Gmode Archives plus Shin Megami Tensei Tokyo Requiem is now available in Japan. It's coming out for the Nintendo eShop and PC, and it says the PC version can be purchased worldwide, but it's only in the Japanese language. It is not in English. I'm sure that somebody will translate it out there because that's what modders do. And it says that this title is an original entry into the Shin Megami Tensei series, released exclusively for Japanese flip phones. And then it goes on to explain what a flip phone is, if I didn't feel ancient before, like, oh my god. It says, flip phones are mobile phones with limited functionality, popular before the rise of smartphones. Like, give me a cane. I'm like, holy crap, I should get my walker. They didn't even have cell phones when I was a kid. Like, it wasn't even a thing. Oh my God. I think that my father got, it wasn't even called a cell phone. It was called a car phone. Sometime in the late 80s, and you had to put the phone in the trunk of the car and then put a cord up into the front of the car in the center console and then plug it into the cigarette lighter inside the car, and that was a car phone, and it was wired. Yeah, so I don't want to hear about... Anyway, it's... The Shin Megami Tensei series is a role-playing game set in Tokyo, Japan, where players fight alongside demons as their allies. It retains many of the franchise's signature systems, including demon negotiation, demon fusion, and alignment mechanics, all of which longtime fans will find familiar. And then it goes into the story and all this stuff, and I'm just going to get out my dentures right now. Another Atlas RPG has been preserved, and this is Stella Deuce, the Spirit of Darkness, for the Switch and the PC, due out in Japan, September 4th for the Switch, September 18th for the PC. Same dealio, the PC version will be available worldwide, but it only supports Japanese. So, same dealio, flip phone game, although this doesn't have, actually it does. It tells what flip phones are again. Oh no! Okay. It says this title is the mobile app version of the tactical role-playing game Stella Deuce, originally released in 2004 for the PlayStation 2. The app brings the thrill of battle back to focus by highlighting the Cave of Trials, a location originally designed for character training. Featuring a completely original storyline, the app lets players take control of familiar characters and fight their way through all 50 stages. If you're a Honkai Star Rail fan, you want to listen up, as they announced a new creature collector adventure strategy game called Honkai Nexus Anima, and it looks like signups are now available. It says, recruitment for the Nexus Bond test will run across the PC and iOS. It's currently live on the official website until September the 12th, and this test will support English. In the game, players take on the role of a plane-hopping traveler who has escaped captivity, embarking on an all-new adventure. The journey begins in a tranquil town that opens into uncharted realms. As players advance, they encounter anima companions with distinct personalities and forge bonds that carry through both exploration and combat. In Nexus battles, these companions stand beside players as the story uncovers the mysteries of the protagonist's pasts. As the latest major entry into the Honkai series, this continues to deliver the franchise's signature high-quality storytelling and artistic style, and it also marks a bold new chapter in both gameplay and world building. Atari has re-entered the scene at full force because, you know what? Life's too short. Their CEO wants to remaster Snatcher and Panzer Dragoon Saga. I would love to work on one of those, he says. The 3 games that he'd love to see remastered are part of Atari's ongoing efforts to preserve and celebrate retro games via its Digital Clips and Night Dive studios. He says, life's too short, you know? I've got mine too, right? If we ever had a chance to work on Panzer Dragoon Saga, or Ogre Battle, or Snatcher, or something like that, I mean, I don't know if it would do well, but I'd probably push it through anyway, and make sure that we did it, just because I would love to work on one of those. But if all has to be in balance, if this company just became like, what does Wade want to work on, we wouldn't be around too long. So it says Ogre Battle is one Rosen as mentioned before, but Snatcher and Panzer Dragoon Saga are 2 games that retro collectors will be instantly familiar with. So yeah, this is really freaking cool. Panzer Dragoon Saga is an epic 4-disc Saturn RPG which was released in tiny quantities in North America and Europe, and it's worth a freaking fortune. And Ogre Battle, like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. So yeah, really freaking cool. This is just him kind of shooting in the breeze or whatever, but you know, Atari has some definitely has some pedigree behind them, so if he wants to do it, he will push them through. That is a really cool thing to see. So that's it for this week's new RPG news. Be sure to check out all the links below for purchasing physical games. It really is very important. Be sure to hype up the video. That's important, helps me out too. Thank you all so much for your help and your support, and have a good day.